Hey guys, this is Mike from Deep with Force of Will, here with our boy Eugene, who brought probably one of the coolest decks I've seen today to the 2K event here at Fire Majin. So Eugene, tell us a little bit about the theory, the crafting behind this monstrosity.
Hey, how's it going? Eugene from Mildly Spicy, Team Mildly Spicy. The entire theory was we outraced Favor and we sniped the event, and that's what I wanted to do. That's why I went with Panda. So, just a quick rundown for people who don't understand what who don't know what a Panda does. At the beginning of the game, you gain a light gem. The second is irrelevant to this deck. On the J-Ruler side,
irrelevant effects.
When Taegrus as a J-Ruler enters the field, he gains 2 gems of the same attribute. You can banish 1 light gem to pump him for 5. You can banish 2 light gems to recover him, and you can banish a water gem to give him flying. So we're going to be abusing that. We're going to be swinging in the face for hopefully what is 30 in 1 turn. So yep. So that's the ruler.
Don't forget the Darkness Gem effect too.
Oh, and the Darkness Gem effect, which is actually very relevant in certain matchups, especially if your opponent has a flyer and you just want to snipe that and get the 15 through or the 10 damage through. That is very relevant and has sometimes been a correct gem to pick. Sure. So moving on to the stone lineup, we run 2, 4 of these. There's no debate for this. This just recovers when Taegrus judgments. So with the recovered stone, you can sprint a flame horse, you can dreams of flight, stuff like that. And the rest of the stones, stone lineup looks like this. Just solid white red. That's it. So first for the resonator lineup, we're going to be running 4 flame horses to give Taegrus swiftness. That's our main win con. We run 4 red caps in conjunction with Majin Subjugations, and 4 Fraylas. So what this does is red cap swings, and you can sack red cap to get Frayla out on the board, and you net a red cap in your hand, which basically you get a net 0 of your hand, which is absolutely great for an aggro deck, I personally believe. Moving on to other cards. I hope the edit makes this much better than I can do it right now, but anyways, we run 3 Blood Boils. Works great with red cap, works great with anything that Frayla targets to sack. 3 Arlas, because if your opponent has flyers, you can snipe them for whatever. You generally do not care too much about your life. You run 3 Drakes, simply because I couldn't find a suitable 1-drop, which I thought was going to be important, but this has room for improvement, but it also does have synergy with Frayla, which you can play both, and then this swings because all you need to do generally is damage your opponent for 10, and if Taegrus swings it. You have Discovery, which gains your gem, which is very important because to swing for 30 you need 4 gems. Taegrus naturally makes 3, and it draws your card. You have 2 Kings, which is very important in both the tree matchup, in any other matchup, to be quite honest, because it steals a Resonator. Its ability also closes out games where it pings your opponent whenever you declare an attack with a Resonator. that actually closed out quite a few games in my testing. And just being on the board as a 10 beast stick is great.
Roberto.
3 Dreams of Flight. You can also give Taegrus flying as well. In that case, Taegrus can theoretically, in a 1/3 chance, swing for 20/20 twice and close out games. And 3 walls. Remember that we said that our damage threshold, what we want to get to is 10 damage. We want to put our opponent at 30, and this wall does just that, flying. It's great all around. And as for our side,
don't forget the lightning strikes on the Elixir.
Oh, sure. 4 lightning strikes. And you're gonna edit everything
under the walls.
Sure. And we run 1 Elixir, the Majin. What for? If you take a look at the side, we have 4 Fire Majins. We have 3 Fire Crests. We have 2 more Elixirs. And we have a Lumia. So generally what you want to be doing in this case is, if you're going against a control matchup, your opponent is generally going to side out their Abduls. And that's what we are using, that's what we are exploiting when your opponent sides out Abduls, because Abdul is the worst card in the Panda matchup. You side in the Lumia, you play the Fire Crest, and you keep abusing the Fire Majin enter ability with Lumia. As for all of our 5 other sides, we play 2 of these, Beast of Holy Light, and we play Manifestation of Power to destroy Pharaoh's Flying Cloud, and you can also recover and swing with another Resonator. Yep, so that's the deck.
Awesome. Any last thoughts on how it performed? Anything you changed?
This deck is garbage.